Hello, everyone. My name is Holly, and I will be the English trainer for this hour. We are going to go through a reading worksheet on the bodyguard and what it might be like to have a bodyguard. Let me show you a little bit about what we will be. I'll talk to you a little bit about what we will be doing. We will be practicing with learning new vocabulary and phrases. And we will also practice speaking through practice pronunciation through reading. So we will read a little passage and we will discuss the passage. So that is what we will be doing. And hello again, Mustafa. Welcome.
Hello, teacher. Hello,
Hello.
hello.
We got so involved in the last class, we actually forgot about this one, didn't we? So
Yes.
yeah, but
Can I join to this class?
absolutely, yeah,
Because my
absolutely.
English is a little bit.
I think this one is at about an intermediate level, so I think you're fine.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
you're totally fine. And in my class, always, if something is above you, like you think you don't understand, you either
Yes.
ask can I don't say I don't understand. Will you explain? Or
Okay.
just pass if you don't feel comfortable talking, you can always just
Okay.
pass, and it's totally fine. I understand, especially
Okay.
with this kind of groups where people come from different levels and different
Yes.
countries and everything. Some people are more confident about speaking
Yep.
English, and some people are less. So no problem, no problem at
Ye-
all.
Yes. 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 I know that. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
have you been taking a lot of verbaling classes in the last 24 hours?
Yes. I class in pronunciation.
Uh huh. Was
Just two classes in pronunciation.
was that with Chad,
Because,
teacher Chad?
yes, with chat.
Yeah.
Chatting. Yes.
Yeah. Teacher Chad was the person who told me about verbaling. So
Yeah.
we
Because
worked together
I'm
on a group
new in
project.
verbing. I'm new in
Uh-huh.
verbing.
I remember yesterday it was my I think your first class was mine.
Yes,
I
yes.
think.
My I had an issue with my mic, so I
Uh-huh.
buy a new one. So I am
Uh-huh.
ready to the lessons.
Excellent. Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah. And uh and that's sometimes it happens to all of us. I have been
Yes.
teaching English online since 2006, and I think
Uh,
the first few years I went through many different microphones. So
yes, with microphones and technical issues.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and if a person is um, e- ev- everyone, even the teachers, will have a technical issue every once in a while,
Yes.
and people have to realize that it's okay. That
Yep.
it's okay. The the teacher just can't panic. So
Yes, yes. We, you
so
you are a teacher and we are a student, not a
uh,
technical profession.
exactly. So
Yes.
we are not tech. Yeah, I've become an expert. I can usually help people through their technical issues half the time, depending on if I have called students in their home countries before and
Yes.
helped them and stuff, but it depends on the situation and the classroom
Yes.
because there's many different classrooms as well.
Yes.
So
Yes. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So all right. We had several people sign up for the class. Where are they? Probably because I was a little late because I was in the other
Maybe.
class.
Yes. Ju-
Uh,
We need to wait them.
yeah, we can wait for them. So you that's right. You are a teacher and you teach. What do you teach?
Uh,
Was it physics?
Physics. Physics.
Yeah. Okay. Physics. And what age are your students?
Uh, in between 14 and 18.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
How many students are in your class?
They are average between a smarter student and they and some students don't understand anything. Yes, we have,
Yeah.
and a lot of them they are average in understanding.
Uh-huh. Okay. But I mean,
So,
how many students in the class? For
um,
example, in some
uh,
countries the average is
yes,
20, in some countries the average is 70. So,
yes, we are in Iraq. There are many students in each class, in between 40 and 50 in one class.
okay. That's actually quite big. Is
Yes.
it, it, it do you have a discipline problem with your students where you have
Ye-
some students who do not listen and
yes. We are teacher. I know these issues with student. Some of them
uh-huh.
don't listen. Some of them moving. Some of them make
Mhm.
waves or like this.
What do you do about sleepers? Do you have any
Sleepers.
students who
I
go to
waked
sleep?
them. I wake them. I wake
Uh-huh.
them
Yeah.
by asking them some question.
Uh-huh. Okay, and
Question.
embarrass them, right? So
Yes.
I
Yes.
had a university professor one time.
Yep.
The class only had maybe 20, 30 people, but I
Yep.
remember one time I had skipped the class and I did not go to class. And the next class I went and he walked into the room and he said, "Holly, please stand up." And I'm like, "Oh no." So I stood up and then he
Yes.
said, "Please tell the group the three most the three topics of the chapter that I was
Oh,
supposed to read." Well, I
yes.
hadn't gone to class and I did not read. And so he said, "Okay, remain standing." So I had to continue standing in class
Yep.
until somebody in the room could answer the
Yep.
question. And there were probably four or five of us who were
Yes.
standing. Do you do that?
It's yes. I always do that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I think I was 20 and
20.
19 or 20 and
In
it was
in in
university. Yeah, it was university. It was a business
yes.
teacher and it was the
Yes.
first time I'd ever experienced that. So,
Yes.
yeah.
And we have a new student here.
Yeah. Abimelech, welcome.
Hello, teacher. How are
How
you?
are you? Good. How are
I'm
you doing?
I'm doing well. I was having problem with internet. That's why it's late.
Okay, no worries, no worries. And we were slightly late as well. I did two classes in a row, and the last class we started talking the last 10 minutes about the World Cup, and then Ake and Julio were explaining to me why the U.S. could never win the World Cup, and that we were getting interested in it, and then I looked at my clock and it was like 2 minutes after, and I'm like, oh no, I've got to go to the next class.
Okay.
So I hope that we didn't miss anybody because of that. That they got on, they saw the class had not started and left. So I hope that didn't happen. But
Yeah.
um, anyway, yeah. What time is it now in your
Uh,
part of India?
Now it's noon,
Noon.
12:30. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Noon. Okay. And what time is it in Iraq right now, Mustafa?
In Iraq, it is 10 and 13. 10,
Okay.
13.
10:13. Okay.
Morning. Morning,
Okay.
yes. AM.
Yeah. Okay. And for me it's midnight. So it's well, of course 13 after midnight. So it's now Saturday. So hey Ollie, how are you? Welcome. Are you able to speak? Maybe he will be able to speak later. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to do a vocabulary and reading exercise. So the three main things we will be doing is vocabulary, reading, which includes pronunciation, and
Yes.
then we will do speaking. So, um, And the topic is the bodyguard. So has any of you guys seen the movie from, I think it's the 80s or the 90s, that Kevin Costner did called The Bodyguard?
No.
I've never seen it either. Have you seen it, Mustafa?
Yes, yes.
You have? Okay.
In TV.
On TV? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Ollie, can you speak yet?
Yes, good morning. Can you hear
Morning.
me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Remind me, you're from Saudi Arabia, right?
Yeah, that's affirmative.
Oh, good. Okay. All right. So, Ollie, have you seen The Bodyguard by Kevin Costner
Yes, I saw them in the TV
on TV? Okay. So,
during the film.
uh-huh. Okay. I've never seen it. What specifically is it about, Mustafa
This
and
man,
Ollie?
yeah, this man just only can help or prevent any accident or no, not accident, any dangerous for someone.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So,
I mean, the one who employee to guard something.
mm-hmm. Yeah. So the person is employed to guard something. Okay. All right. So in this it says who is in this picture? What is he doing? Of course, because of this, we know he's a bodyguard. Do any of you guys any of you ever experienced having somebody guard you? Have you ever been in a situation where you have either needed a bodyguard or had a security detail? So, Abimelech, have you ever had a security detail or a bodyguard?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Something in the future for you, okay? Me too. I'm at a not yet. It might happen one day. So, Ali, have you ever been in a situation where you have needed, where you've had a security or a bodyguard?
No, I haven't, but inshallah I will in the future.
Yeah. Now you said
If
inshallah. Is that if God wills?
Yeah, if I have money or I am rich man,
Uh-huh.
I bring one driver and one bodyguard
Okay.
for me.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent. How about you, Mustafa?
Yes. It is a bodyguard. It's an interesting job, but I don't be a person who protect by bodyguard.
Okay.
But I like bodyguard as a job.
Okay. So you would like to, would you be interested if you ever stopped teaching students, would you ever be interested in being a bodyguard?
Yes. Yes. But
Yeah.
but I don't like to be a person who protected by bodyguard. I just
Okay.
want to be a bodyguard.
Okay.
No.
All right. Or you either have a bodyguard or you can have, in English we'll call it, if it's a group of men, for example, it could be a security detail is what they are. So Mustafa has no plans of having a bodyguard, and
Yes.
Ali and Abimelech and myself, we will take it. We'll take a bodyguard if we can get one.
Yes.
But before a bodyguard though, I want a driver, and I also want somebody to clean my house every day. So
Servant,
Yes.
yeah.
servant. We have servant and driver. You can't take the bodyguard.
Yes, yeah. And so, tell me, in your culture, is it normal to have servants and drivers in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah,
It is? Okay, yeah.
yeah. We have in my house. I have one servant and one driver.
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah.
not public like this bodyguard in Saudi
Mhm.
Arabia
Yeah.
because this is we are in safe يعني security we have
Mhm.
security in areas
Mhm.
in the street or I
Mhm.
mean when you are working in the when you are driving or walk in the street you are in the safe, in
It's
the
safe.
safe way. You don't need to bring or to pay for the bodyguard
Mm-hmm.
in
Okay.
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
In Saudi Arabia.
Now, is that safe for everyone or just for regular Saudi people?
No,
Like what?
all of them, they are in the safe way. If you are
Mhm.
driving
Okay.
fast, I mean, far away
If
from city to city, you are in
no.
the yeah, you are in the
Uh-huh.
city. You don't need the bodyguard.
Now, as a woman though, like say for example, would I be safe if I was walking alone on a
Yeah,
street? I would be.
yeah,
Okay. But I
yeah,
would need
yeah,
to be dressed properly though.
yeah.
Follow the.
Yeah, in Saudi Arabia, yeah, even man or woman, you
Uh,
are in the safe way, safe.
uh-huh. Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
because
awesome.
there is many rule in Saudi Arabia
Mhm.
to kill or to stop the criminal.
Mhm. Yeah, so
No,
there's
no,
many
yeah, yeah,
there's rules of behavior that people
yeah,
follow.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Rule of behavior,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, excellent. Excellent. And Abimelech, is it safe in your country more for people to travel alone, for example?
Uh, yeah,
Or do
for male people it's safe, but for female I'd say it's not much safe.
Okay, so it is not safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in my country, it depends on where you are. For example, if I'm ever traveling alone, there are places that I will not go if I'm by myself. And that's, for example, at night, I will not stop at a truck stop or a rest area.
Yeah.
Um, just because I would go into a McDonald's if I needed to use the restroom. I'll go into a McDonald's, which is well lighted, and a lot of people. But I won't go to a rest area or a truck stop as a single woman by myself. But I rarely travel alone anyway, so it doesn't matter. So, how about in Mustafa, in Iraq? Is it safe for people to travel alone?
No, it is not.
Hmm.
Bec- Uh, uh, all places in Iraq are not safe for anybody, the
It,
groups or singles.
is
Yes,
that because of the current political situation?
yes, a critical situation and with terrorists, and the
Hmm.
situation is not right for
Hmm.
anybody in
Hmm.
Iraq.
Okay.
Also, even with people with bodyguards, it is
Okay.
not safe. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So it's even. So do for example, the politicians in Iraq or the uh, um, business people, do they all have bodyguards?
Yes. All politicians have the bodyguards in Iraq,
Uh-huh.
and
Okay.
not just one bodyguard. In
Mm-hmm.
100, 200 bodyguards with one person, with one politician person in Iraq.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yes, yes. And the people killed in the street with nobody ask of them. Yes,
Wow.
yes.
Wow.
There is it.
I remember this reminds me when I was living in Finland. It was probably about 2005. There was a lady, a politician in Sweden who was in a. Do you guys remember this? She was in like a department store shopping, and in Sweden they didn't ever have bodyguards for their politicians. Um,
Yes.
and she was just shopping, and somebody walked up and either stabbed her with a knife or shot her with a gun.
Hmm.
And I remember at the time I was teaching a member of parliament in Finland, and so we talked a bit about security and things like that. But it was a huge shock in that part of the world.
Oh yeah.
Uh, so, but anyway, yeah, because you have unsafe people everywhere, I think. So, okay, so let's match the words. We've got a celebrity, armed, glamorous, a downside, and strain. And then, of course, the definitions are having a weapon, a negative thing, pressure, a famous person, and attractive looking. So, Ali, could you choose a word, one of these words, and give me the definition?
Okay. Celebrity. It's having weapons.
A celebrity? No, it's not. No, I mean this
Hold.
matching. Yeah, so it
Yes.
wouldn't be having a weapon.
A celebrity. It's mean. That's mean. Celebration, famous person. Attractive looking.
Celebrities usually are attractive looking, but there's another word, another definition.
Brother.
No, it's a famous person. So a celebrity is a famous person. Usually in the States, it's usually, for example, either a politician,
Excuse me.
an actor.
Could you please write a politician?
Yeah.
Politician.
Yep. It's
Politician.
up here in the corner. Politician, an actor, an actress, an athlete. Those people are famous, and we call them a celebrity.
Actor.
Actors, actresses, athletes. You know, Olympic athletes are celebrities. NBA, NFL, they are celebrities. So anybody who is famous. So, right, thank you, Ali. Abimelech, can you choose a word?
Yes. Armed means having a weapon.
Yes, so if you're armed, you have a weapon. You have a weapon, okay? All right, thank you. And Mustafa, can you choose a word?
Yes, glamorous, that mean has a good looking, so I will choose the last one, attractive looking.
Very good.
Okay,
So
yes.
if you, a lot of celebrities are glamorous. So
celebrities means negative thing, I think.
no, it's not negative. They're just a celebrity is a famous person.
Famous, well-known person or
Yeah,
famous person.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So like a politician, an actor or actress or an
Actors.
athlete.
Yes,
Yeah.
all of them they are famous or celebrity.
So they are all called celebrities. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So and many celebrities are glamorous. So, okay, a downside. What would a downside be?
Negative thing.
A negative thing, yes. So if something is a downside, it is a negative thing, okay? And then a strain. Another word for strain is pressure. Strain has several meanings, but as a noun, it would be pressure, or another word you could say is stress. If you know stress.
Stress.
Pressure or stress.
Yes. We take it in physics. That means stress.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
And strain, for example, also, if you strain your muscles, you put pressure on your muscles in your body, and that's a bad thing as well. So that's not good. Okay. Now, let's practice these. Abimelech, in your country, in India, are a lot of people armed?
No, because if you need a weapon, then you need to take a license, and not many people are armed, but some people are there who work underground, and they do illegal thing. They are always armed, and I don't know where they get where they get the weapon from.
Yeah. Okay. So you would say that the criminals who are armed maybe get their weapons through the black market.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the problem in my country as well. is you arming the criminals are all armed because they get it through illegal means. So, okay. How about in Saudi Arabia? Do you guys have are many people armed, or is there restrictions on weapons?
Yeah, in Saudi Arabia, if even the women they have a weapon. Me, I have 3 parts
Mm-hmm.
weapon, but
Uh-huh.
we have a role. How can you use it? And
Mm-hmm.
it's restricted to take it and walk to the street
Mm-hmm.
without license. You
Mm-hmm.
have to take the license from the government, then
Mm-hmm.
you have to take it or wear it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
Uh,
you have to have your license with you. Okay. And how about in Iraq? Are many people armed in Iraq?
Yes, of course, absolutely yes.
How about the women? Are women
Uh,
usually armed or?
no, no, the women are not armed. So
Mhm.
just young people, men,
Mhm.
young people. Yes. Even
Mhm.
even students in critical areas in Iraq, even students have armed.
Are armed? Okay.
And before enter the school, we check them. They are empty from any weapons, so they can enter to the school.
Okay. So so that you're even at the high schools they go through a weapons check to make
Yes,
sure there's
yes,
no arms.
yes.
Yeah, and they are doing that now in the States, thanks to crazy people. Yeah, and so yeah, this is a huge issue in my country because we are founded on the right to bear arms. And like, for example, where I live in Idaho, one common hobby is hunting. And so people will have guns in order to hunt. And so uh, so there's a big issue right now in the U.S. as to whether people should have the right to have the right to be armed or not, and it's a huge issue. So, and we have the same problem in India that the criminals are armed because they are able to get guns through the black market, and but then regular ordinary citizens, some of them want to be armed for their hobbies or just to feel safe. So, question?
Uh, you say that people carry weapon for hunting. So
Mm-hmm.
is it legal to hunt there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it depends. It's you hunt only during certain times of the year. Like right now, it is hunting season. And so you will be hunting. A lot of people are in the mountains, maybe hunting deer, or maybe I think that the hunting season has stopped now, and the only way they can hunt now is through bows. It's called bow hunting. But I'm actually not sure, but I know September and October and November, my dad and his friends and my brothers would all go hunting. Um, my one brother hunted longer one year because he had a bow hunting license. But you have to get in order to hunt, you have to get a license.
Okay.
And then you can only say, for example, you can only shoot one deer and or one bear or whatever. You have to get a license for each type of animal. And so I mean, I'm sure people do it illegally as well, but then they have people who their job is to regulate the hunters, and they go out and they ask the hunters for their license. So, but it is a big issue. So, all right. So we're going to read
excuse
and
me.
yes,
Excuse me. In
Ollie.
your country, yeah, in your
Yeah.
country, there is
Huh?
special license for hunting the animal.
Yes.
If I have license to hunt the rat,
Um,
but but
uh,
but but I, but I hunt the deer.
yeah.
What's the affiliation for me? They give me.
What is a regulation? It depends on the state. My understanding in Idaho, you can get 1 deer per person.
Uh,
So deer is a very common, especially the white-tailed deer here in Idaho. But there's deer and there's elk. Some people go bear hunting, but that's not as common. And then there's also regulations. Right now, my area of the U.S., there's been a big issue where there's a big problem with wolves, and so people want to be able to kill the wolves, and then the environmentalists have stopped it. So there's a big problem between people who are living close to the land and the environmental people who are in Washington D.C. trying to stop them from their livelihood. So
but
yeah,
the wolf, but the wolf, it's very dangerous. It's
yes.
dangerous.
Mhm.
It's destroy the animal, small animal like rat
Mhm.
or goats or
Mhm.
sheep.
Exactly. That's why in Montana and Idaho, the state is fighting the federal environmentalists because there is a huge wolf problem up in the mountains. And so, for example, I saw on Facebook just yesterday, I saw a picture of a colt. Colt is a word for a young horse, and the horse had been attacked by they were thinking it was a mountain lion, and that was actually down in the valley, near where I live, and not in the mountains. So they weren't sure, but it was. See if I can find it. I probably can't because it was yesterday on Facebook, but I can't go that far back. But it's the one of the problems that in Europe they have a similar problem, that you have people who are making the laws who are not close to the people who are actually living. So yeah.
My country, it's we destroy the wolves.
Oh, did you?
We kill it. Once see it, all the people kill the wolves because there is no benefit.
Yeah,
If you
there's no benefit
eat
for them. Yeah.
for them.
Yeah, and in this country, the environmentalists do not want them gone. Like we killed the buffalo, and just recently have the do you know the word extinct?
Extend, yes.
Extinct, if something is extinct.
More.
Yeah, so if something is extinct, and in if you guys remember buffalo. Buffalo at one time was a very big supplier of meat for the Native Americans, the Indians, and also for the pioneers and so forth. And they became extinct, or they almost became extinct, and it was against the law. But now there's enough buffalo out there that people can start. You can actually have buffalo meat now, so it's interesting. So anyway, let's go ahead and look at this interview. So we have 3 questions or 4 questions. 3 questions here, or 4? Bear with me. Yeah, 4 questions, and what we're going to do is match the question with the answer. So, okay, so Abimelech, could you read, after I get this up here, can you read the first answer, and then we will, as a group, match the question.
Okay. I was a police officer for many years. That job involved protecting certain people. I enjoyed that work and decided to continue after I left the police.
Okay, so what question do you think you were answering?
I think, how did you become a bodyguard?
Yes. How did you become a bodyguard? Perfect. Okay, next question. Ali, could you read the answer?
Yeah. Well, if you're working with a celebrity in the US or Europe, then the risk is very low. There aren't that many lone gunmen on the streets of our cities. On the other hand, if you are working in countries where people are often armed on the streets, then yes, it can be dangerous.
Okay, and so the question would be,
Question.
what is the question?
I don't have question.
Okay,
I don't know.
you don't know. Okay, Abimelech or Mustafa, can you see the question? How about is it a dangerous job? It's the question down here at the bottom. Is it a dangerous job?
Yeah.
Okay, and he said, it depends, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, and by the way, your pace was very good when you read that. That was excellent. So, all right, Mustafa, can you read the next question? The next answer, I mean. Mustafa, can you read? Hello?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
It can be. I have worked with celebrities who have their own private jets and they stay in the very best hotels. The salaries can be very good, especially for female bodyguards. However, if you start thinking about the glamour and money, then you are not connecting on protecting your client.
So you're not concentrating. Concentrating.
Concentrating, yes.
Yeah,
I read it connect. Yes.
I know.
Yes.
Concentrating. Okay, so what is the question?
How do you have uh, do you how did you become
Mhm.
do you have a glamorous lifestyle?
Yeah, do you have a
Yes.
glamorous lifestyle?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
glamorous
Yep.
lifestyle. Okay.
Yep.
All right, and then we have somebody new who just has come. Welcome, Alay.
Hello,
Hi, how are you? Where are you calling from? Lay?
I'm from Vietnam.
Vietnam, awesome. Welcome. All right, well, can you go ahead and read this next paragraph right here? It says, it starts with well down here on the bottom.
Well, apart from obvious risk in some countries, the endless travel can put a strain on your family life. It's not all glamour. Boredom can be a big problem. It's definitely not like in the movies.
Excellent. Okay, and everybody, what would the question be?
I think what are the downside of it? Oh, sorry, no.
Yes, it
Do,
is. Uh-huh.
do you have? Oh. Do you have a glamorous lifestyle? I think so. I think the question is, do you have a glamorous lifestyle?
Actually, that would be number 3. What are the downsides of being a bodyguard would be number 4. And the reason you know that is because it says, well, apart from the obvious risk in some countries, the endless travel can put a strain on your family life. So these are downsides. Where this one, do you have a glamorous lifestyle? Well, it can be. I've worked with celebrities who have their own private jets and stay in the very best hotels. So this question goes here and this question goes there. All right. Okay, where are we as far as time? Okay, are there any words or phrases that you guys do not know?
Okay, I understand.
Okay, excellent. Ali and Mustafa, any words?
Thank you.
You're fine? Mustafa, are you fine?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
No, it is all of them clear.
It's clear. Awesome. Okay, so these true or false? Let's correct the false ones. So number 1, Sam used to be a police officer. Is that true or false?
Yes, it
True.
was.
It is true, yes. And that's why he decided to stay in the security field.
After he's finished his job.
Yes, after he retired. Okay. Number 2, it is often dangerous for celebrities in the US or Europe. Is that true or false?
Yes, true.
Let's look at it again. So it says, is it a dangerous job? Well, if you're working with a celebrity in the US or Europe, then the risk is very low. There
Very low.
aren't
So
that
it is
many
false.
lone gunmen. Yeah, so it's a false. Yeah, so there aren't many lone gunmen in the U.S. or Europe. Okay, and I think in most countries in the world. So it is often. How would we make this sentence true? Any suggestions?
Negative sentence.
Number 2. Yeah. How would you make that true?
It's very.
It is
very-
not often.
Okay, it is not often dangerous. You could say that.
Yeah.
Okay, and I was actually thinking it is often safe, but I think it is not often dangerous is good too. Okay, and number 3, women bodyguards are well paid. Is that true or false?
I think true.
True. Okay, it is true. Yes, and probably because there are not many of them. Working as a bodyguard is a good job for someone with a family. What do you guys think? True or false?
I think false.
False. And what is the true statement there then, if it is false?
Without family.
Yes, without a family.
It's without family.
Correct. Yeah, so because the working as the bodyguard is can put an endless strain on a family. It could be very stressful for a family.
Mm.
Okay. All right. Let's go to the next one. Okay. So let's talk about. Let's complete these sentences using your imagination. Okay. So let's start. Mustafa.
Yes.
Can you finish the sentence? One downside of my job is.
Which one outside of my job is working many hours a night.
Uh-huh. Okay, working any. So do you work many hours at night in your job?
Yes, because I checking the papers
Uh-huh.
for students' papers, so I stay in the night for working.
Okay. Yeah. So that is one reason why I chose not to do academic English. Like, I was trained for it, but I did not want to do
Yes.
what is it? Homework. So, Ali,
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Homework.
Ali, first of all, what do you do? What kind of job do you have?
control man. I'm control man.
Control.
Receive,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
receive call and dispatch. As a dispatch.
Okay. So, can you finish this sentence? Number one. One downside of my job is.
Uh, uh, yes, one downside of my job is uh, noising or yes,
Oh, really? There's nothing. There's no downside.
that I have
Okay.
downside negative for my job. Like I work 8 hours.
Uh-huh.
All of them stay in the chair and receive
Okay.
call like that. Yeah,
So you could say one downside of my job is that uh
that's busy all
that
time.
yeah, okay, I'm busy and
Uh,
I'm sedentary.
uh,
Sedentary means that you're always sitting down. Always,
yeah,
no exercise there at all. Okay. Okay. And Mustafa, he said, one downside of my job is that I am grading papers into the evening. Okay.
Yes.
And, Lay, how about your job? First of all, what do you do? And what is one downside of your job?
Uh, but police and bodyguards are sometimes armed in my country.
Hmm. Yeah. But how about what do you do personally? What is your job?
My job is counseling for financial
Okay. Uh,
counseling financial
Okay, so you're a financial consultant. So
consultant.
what is one downside of your job?
What?
What
Sorry,
is
I
okay? Let's talk about what downside means. Okay, financial consultant. First of all, let me write that down. Um, a downside is what is one negative thing about your job? Let's see. I think
or
a downside is a negative thing, something that
or
is negative.
or bad
Yeah,
things in
and bad things.
our
Yeah. Like for Ali, it's that he's busy and he's sedentary. I added the sedentary, and
yeah.
Mustafa that he works late into the evening.
Sedentary. That's-
Yeah,
okay.
downside things that I hate in my job, hate about my job. Yeah.
Yes.
Understand.
Okay. Yeah. So how about your job? What is one downside of your job?
Uh, sit for a long time in one position.
Okay, that I'm sedentary. Yeah, and that's a downside of my job as well. Um, also, for at least at Verbling, one downside of the classes is I never know who's going to come. So I might have a class with 9 people, and I might have a class of 2 people. So I never know. That's one thing about my job. I love it though. So, all right, let's go to number 2. Blank are sometimes armed in my country. Okay, so in the U.S., for example, policemen are always armed in my country.
yeah.
However, in the UK, policemen are not armed in the UK. Um, so, in Saudi Arabia, Ali, who are sometimes armed in your country?
All policemen, uh, s- they are always armed in my country.
Okay, so policemen are always armed in your country. Okay, okay, and
Yeah.
Lay, who are armed in your country?
Um, Policemen and bodyguard.
Mm-hmm. Okay. They are armed in your country. Okay. And yeah, in my country, policemen are, bodyguards could be, security men are not. If you work security, you are not armed. Mustafa, how about your country? And we've kind of already talked about this.
One question, teacher.
Next, number 2. Something are sometimes armed in my country. For example, in Saudi Arabia and the U.S., policemen are policemen and bodyguards. And I think what based on what you said about your country, all men are sometimes armed. Is that true?
If I bodyguard in your country, should I have license for that?
In the States, I believe there is a license, but I'm not sure actually. Then again, maybe not. I don't know.
You don't have a bodyguard in your house? Not yet.
I'm gonna Google this and ask.
Yeah.
Do bodyguards need a license?
I think they have. Should they have?
Yeah. Okay, so we've got. Okay, it looks like you can train. Okay, there is a question. Let's see. How to train to become a bodyguard. Bodyguard job information. And you need to hold a close protection license. But that's in the UK. That's the UK though. That's the thing. I don't know about my country, so I'd have to research it just a little bit more. In Vietnam, do you need to have a license?
Yes, sure. They are very important for some people and for some organizations such as bank, and they must have license.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not even sure about my country, so. But I would assume that there has to be some type of certification or license that you have to go through. And how about in Saudi Arabia? Is it important, or do you even know?
No.
Do
They should have a license.
Okay.
They have to get that because they are use always gun. If you are have gun, should be get the license. How can use it, and then you take the job.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, let's finish this sentence. Blank has a glamorous lifestyle. Okay. In your opinion, who has a glamorous lifestyle? So, Ollie, in your opinion.
Yes, the rich man.
Rich. Okay.
rich man.
The rich men. So the rich. Okay. So we'd have to. The rich have. So we'd have to change the grammar a little bit.
Yeah.
Glamorous lifestyle. I agree with you. Okay. And Lei, can you think of it? Can you finish the sentence?
I think the army and the detective.
Military. The military?
Yes.
Oh, really? The military has a
military.
glamorous.
Yes, they can shot the real gun, and have very difficult exercise every day
Uh-huh.
in the in the hot in the hot weather. And
Okay.
I like shooting bacon.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, I had never thought about that because I don't see the military as very positive. So I'd
Yeah.
never thought. Of course, for some people it would be glamorous. So okay. Number 4, I would be under a lot of strain, and looks like we're out of time. Again, I was having too much fun. So I want to thank you all for your participation in class today, and thanks for coming late as well, Lay. It was more than welcome to come. Um, and hope to see you both in another class someday. Thank you very much.
Have a
Bye.
nice day. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm heading to bed now. It's 1 a.m. now, so I'm heading to bed. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.